Welcome, everyone, to the Hot Slice Podcast. It's the weekly podcast where everybody from Pizza Today gets together and we talk pizza and whatever else may come up with all the operators from around the country. I am Josh Cowan, Creative Director of Pizza Today, and with me is the Executive Editor of Pizza Today, Miss Denise Greer. Hello, Denise.
Hello, Josh. So I think first we need to open up with
let's address the elephant in the room, and that is we're doing this from our hotel rooms because we're back on the road.
Traveling again. We're back visiting pizzerias on the road, which is an important tool for us to be able to get to know what's happening in your restaurant. So, Josh, where are we at? What city are we in?
We took the short flight to Chicago. So, that's from what I hear, it's a pizza capital as well. It's one of the pizza capitals. So. It's actually been 5 or 6 years since I've been here, so I'm looking forward to getting on the ground and seeing what's new out there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what I love about Chicago is a lot of people think Chicago, they think deep dish.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Chicago is so much more than just deep dish as far as their pizza scene. I mean, because I like Chicago Thin. I love Chicago Thin. They also have quite a few places that are doing a lot of different styles. We have Neapolitan. We've got American Pan. We've got Detroit. We've got everything.
New Haven with Peace. Yeah. Peace is doing New Haven pizza, and then you got John Goldsmith over there just killing it as well. This is Neapolitan. So yeah, it's Chicago's known for their.
If you've never done a self-guided pizza tour in Chicago, you should come up and do one. You will get as much out of it as you probably do going to like New York or San Francisco, and it's in the middle of the country. So that's just my plug to do a tour in Chicago.
Just moving on to who we have on the show today. This is some of our Expo series, and this group of people that we have today is they're interesting because they are both post-pandemic. I can't say post-pandemic because we're still in the pandemic, but you know what I mean. Post-COVID, they opened post-COVID. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we have, we've kind of grouped these together because they are so new and they opened after the pandemic. So it's a really neat perspective because they're both coming in very fresh-faced. It's one of their first couple expos. And so it's kind of a neat experience to see that perspective on the show and also what's happening in their operations. So first we have Janet Duran. And she's with 550 Pizzeria in Laredo, Texas. And I think we've had her in the magazine on, I think, Conversation or Destinations. And we brought her on our Checking In With series after she had opened to talk about opening during the pandemic. And she is just a ball of energy. She's somebody that was working in the restaurants and wanted to start her own place, and people believed in her, and she made it happen. And
she also has a diehard. Yeah, she has a diehard fan base.
Yeah,
there in her town.
Definitely.
So I mean, they will let you know about it. So that's for sure. She's got a great fan base. So yeah, she's doing really great things.
And so our other guests are Dani and Alex White, and they are with Yukon Pizza in Las Vegas. And actually, you know what? You probably saw Yukon. If you went to Pizza Expo, you might have met these two, or saw their stickers, or just experienced some of their, they had merchandise everywhere where they were just handing out stickers and things. So a lot of people were getting to know them. But what's unique about them is, to start, they wanted to start, they're those home bakers that wanted to, to start their own pizzeria. And they also are using a Yukon, they're using an old sourdough recipe that they brought in, and they're operating out of a commercial kitchen. So a lot of young operators that want to get their foot in the door, but maybe can't afford to have their own spot. Maybe they go food truck, maybe they went commercial kitchen route. And so we actually talk about the commercial kitchen and how they're going to, get into their own space. So it's a neat conversation with some young operators that are just, they were a delight to talk to.
I am totally bummed I missed those guys because we have a mutual friend, Nikki, and she was like, "You got to meet these guys." And I, for some reason, didn't get to see these guys, meet them, but I'm so glad you got caught up with them so we can get their story out there. But so, yeah, without any
I can't
further
wait
ado,
to hang out with them in March and see how far they've progressed since we had Expo in August. So without further ado, let's get to these Pizza Expo mini session interviews with our guests.
Your pizza is more than a craft, it's your legacy. Make it extraordinary with Baccio Exceptional Italian Pizza Cheese. Created by expert cheesemakers for a superior melt, endless stretch, and its signature kiss of buffalo milk, a taste that is rich and creamy beyond compare. Build your legacy with monthly cash rewards and marketing support through the Baccio Gold Club. Schedule a demonstration at bacciocheese.com/hotslice. Pizza is your legacy. Build it with Baccio.
Okay, you've had a whirlwind since opening.
Yes.
And I just want to ask, and this is a hard question for a lot of people, but tell me your origin story in just a couple of minutes. I know it's a hard question to do it because people want to spend like a half hour talking about their origin story. So just gotta briefly tell us a little bit about it.
I started at a pizzeria as a cashier. I had interest in making pizza because that's my favorite food of all time. I've always been very interested in, since I was a little girl. And I asked my former boss to teach me how to make pizza, and he gave me a shot, and he was like, "Let me teach you." And he sold me his pizzeria when it was his time for him to go. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to close this because I had another business partner, and I started making pizza from home for my customers that I had. And I was able to save enough money to open up my own pizzeria. And yeah, it sounds all very easy, but obviously it does take a lot of work.
And when did you open your pizzeria? That's an interesting story.
I opened in June 2020.
Ouch.
Yes, right in the pandemic, in the middle of the pandemic.
Oh, wow. You've done really well for yourself. The thing that I notice about your shop and you is you're really good at getting out there, and letting your community know about you right from the get-go. I mean, I think you had the mayor at your grand opening. I mean,
The congressman.
Congressman. I mean, you just, so tell me about, that savviness that you have about the community, putting yourself out there in public.
It's more to put my city out there. We're a very small town in Texas, and I feel like we should be proud of where we come from. Laredo means a lot to me. I grew up there. I've met so many great people there. All of my best friends are there, and my daughter's growing up there. So I want to put Laredo on the map. I want people to know about it. I want to help my community out also because I feel like they've helped me out when I needed them the most. When I was from home, they're the ones that helped me get to where I'm at now.
Absolutely, that's beautiful. Now, actually, on the walk over here to do the podcast, I asked you about your employee situation, because a lot of operators right now are just hurting. They're closing multiple days because they can't staff their restaurant. And you had an interesting answer. And so, what makes your shop so great that you can keep your employees and your culture? What have you put into that you're keeping your staff at full capacity?
I feel like I'm very real with them. I try to be the best I could be as a boss. Lenient too. They help me out a lot. They're there for me. They're the ones that cheer me up when I feel like, overwhelmed with things. They calm me down. I treat them as I would want to be treated. I've learned from different other bosses what and not what to do. Like when they would treat me in a certain way, I would tell myself, when I have my own staff, I will not treat them like that. I will treat them with more respect, And I guess, making pizza with them and we just have fun there. We laugh. We're practically laughing all the time. So.
Well, obviously that's resonating because you're not having the problem that a lot of other pizzerias are having right now. So congratulations to you on that. My other question will be, 550 has now celebrated, now you've been in business for over a year. What are you looking at in year 2 for the business, and kind of where are you forecasting as year 2, year 3, and year 4 come into play? Are you able to think about that right now?
Man, there's so many ideas and so many future plans. I feel like right now I'm like, okay, we're focused on, we need to see where this pandemic is heading, you know what I mean? And I hope that we get better, but I want to expand the restaurant, you know. Another location, my dream is to have a location in Dallas, but for now I want to expand, and I really want another oven, so yes.
And so you competed here today. This was here yesterday, actually. It's your first time competing on the show floor. How was your experience getting into a competition level like this?
It was awesome. I was nervous. I came in ready, but honestly, everybody here was very friendly and helpful. I would ask a question, and they would be like, "Oh, let me show you," or "Let me show you," and they asked me what I was making, and they would show me what they're making. It wasn't. I didn't feel like the weird hate vibes or anything. It was just, hey, we're making pizza. We all love the same thing. We're all here for the same reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming up to the podcast glass studio.
Yes, it's
here.
awesome here.
And have a great rest of your show.
Thank you.
Performance Food Service is proud to deliver high-quality products, innovative technology, and custom operational solutions to restaurants of all sizes across the country. The flagship division of Performance Food Group, with deep roots in the restaurant industry, Performance Food Service has been the exclusive distributor of the Roma family of brands for more than 65 years. This signature relationship has allowed Performance Food Service to become a leader in the pizza and Italian segment of food service nationwide.
So you have a very unique origin story. And I've been asking everyone their origin story. And I love, I know a little bit about what you do. So I want to hear your origin story just a couple minutes, just for our podcast listeners, because I think you guys have something unique going on.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Yukon Pizza is a two-part story. It's the old history and the new history. Old history is that we have a 5-generation family sourdough that dates back to about 1897. It started with my great-great-great-great-grandfather who ran a mercantile Yukon territories, selling sourdough and wine cakes. And through the generations, it passed down and traveled from Yukon to Anchorage, to Seattle, to San Francisco, to Southern California eventually. So growing up, our family always had sourdough, silver dollar pancakes, bread, biscuits. My mom and dad were always cooking with it. When I left for college, I was given my own heirloom jar of our sourdough starter. I was given the next piece of the history. And I started using it to make pizzas in my apartment during college as a way to meet people. And then over the years, I kind of got more and more obsessed in the pizza game. Really wanted to dial my pizza level up. So I really focused on creating kind of sourdough Neapolitan American style pizza, doing catering for private weddings out in the desert. And then last year during the pandemic, born from the ashes of the world crumbling away, we committed to starting selling pizzas out of our house in sort of an underground kitchen during the quarantine. And over those few months, we saw just a huge upswell of support and amazing fans and people who were really excited about the pizza. And then in the fall of 2020, we were approached by Jolene Medina, who asked us to be part of a Vegas test kitchen, which is an incubator, commissary, restaurant-style space. And we've been there since last December.
And this commissary test kitchen space, can you tell us a little bit about, how's it set up? Are you in there with other operators? Is it set up more like a ghost kitchen where you're shifting between different operations and you have to use your schedules, or how does it work?
So there are, at any given moment, up to 7 different operators operating out of the space at the same time. So it's a bit like being in a submarine with all these people, but it's really cool because from the customer-facing side, a customer can come in and order from any of the operators. You sit down and have a meal, and you can have anything you want. So you can get pizza from Yukon Pizza, or get a bagel or sushi or tacos or all sorts of different things. So it really makes for a unique space in that it truly has something for everybody. During the weekends, at least, we're all operating at the same time, and we just kind of, carve out our little spaces that we work in. We build our pizzas in the very back of the back of house area. We actually fire them off in our wood fire oven outside.
Oh, wow.
and bring them back inside.
It's 110 degrees outside right now,
Yes.
by the way.
It's very, very hot. Poor Alex has been dealing with the heat all summer, but he's been doing awesome. And yeah, it's really been a blessing for us too, because, entering this industry, we're able to be around people who have been around kitchens much more than us. So able to not only just observe and see everything that they do and how they operate, but we all get along very well. We collaborate constantly. We're always taste testing on each other, like, hey, try this, or I'll give you this and you give me that kind of thing. So it's been really, really awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, what's the future for your concept? Where do you envision growing out of that test kitchen and into your own brick and mortar, or how would you like to expand?
The test kitchen really gave us the opportunity and the confidence to pursue our own brick and mortar space beyond the Vegas test kitchen. And because of the space, the accesses, the resources, and the press that we have, we've been lucky enough to get meetings with developers and are kind of in the process of actually pursuing a brick and mortar space in downtown Las Vegas right now. So
downtown,
we
nice.
We're in that phase right now. So it is, as many restaurant operators know, restaurateurs know, it's exciting and terrifying at the same time.
Yeah. Is that becoming the new pizza district? I think about Good Pie. I think about Tony G's place right there in downtown Las Vegas. It's going to be the next pizza hub of America?
We would love that, yeah. This area that we're looking at is downtown is kind of developed in different sections over the years. The area that we're in is Fremont East, and that's been the area that's been kind of still currently underdeveloped. Where Good Pie has been the newest area, the Arts District. Where we're looking is called Hundredge area, Hundredge District, and all the trends are pointing towards that's kind of the next area. But we're all within a few mile radius, so to be in such amazing company of Good Pie and Pizza Rock and even some other good pizza like at Esther's Kitchen, which is right down the street from Good Pie as well, has been really awesome for us, and it's definitely pointing that way, that it is going to be the next, if not pizza, then just restaurants in general, just a really awesome spot for locals especially.
That's awesome. Now, you've had a couple of days at Pizza Expo under your belt at least. What are some of the things that you're taking away that's going to help you launch your brick and mortar?
I think for me personally, it's just support. We've been so lucky to have some amazing mentors just over the years with Alex developing his skills and product, Vincent Rotolo of Good Pie and Chris Decker and John Arena and all these other people. And we're meeting more and more people all the time, and especially at Expo. Our chef Justin Ford knows everybody, it feels like, as well. We can't walk more than 20 feet without him running into somebody we know, and everyone has just been so encouraging and supportive. So for me, this being my first Expo, Alex has been a few times, just seeing the true community that the pizza community is really incredible and really encouraging, that we're always going to have people we can turn to for advice and help if needed. So that's probably my biggest takeaway.
Yeah, we're going to harp on the community again. There's a lot of nuts and bolts things that Expo really gives every operator and restaurateur that are super helpful and handy, but we always turn at the end of the day for what we're making pizzas for is our friends and our family and our community. And so being at Expo, being able to try everyone's pizza, being able to see everyone and talk over food and then wine again has been like super fulfilling and reassuring and revalidating of our purpose and our progress. So Expo is definitely so many great things with our seminars and the vendors that we get to meet. But at the end of the day, it's really just like it's the people, and we really love that we've been accepted so gracefully and graciously into the community and getting all the support we've been given.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming up and telling us your story, and we honestly cannot wait to see what's next for Yukon Pizza, because we actually knew about you before you even came up to me, because your name is all over that show floor. And then our good friend Scott Wiener, he took his pizza tour to your test kitchen. How was it to have 40 or 50 folks come into your space?
It was 50 people, and it was pretty surreal. We've done weddings and things like this, but when you're serving 50 people at a wedding, there happens to be pizza there.
These are people getting out on pizza.
So for these people who they're just as passionate about pizza as we are, for them to come to us and as well as being in amazing company of Metro Pizza and Pizza Rock before us, was really just blew us away as far as the opportunity was concerned, as we can't thank Scott enough for that. But it was great, you know, it was really awesome to share the story with people who had never heard of us, and for people who live all over the world, which was really amazing. And it was just a great night of you know, good food, good beer. We invited some of our friends from a local bar called Silver Stamp to curate the beer tastings with us, so that added a really nice element as well. It was just, again, going back to, we just want to share our food and our story with our community, and to be able to expand that over the course of an hour was pretty incredible.
That's awesome. Well, keep us posted on what's next for Yukon, because we definitely can't wait to see where you end up and what your space ends up looking like. Because, you know, we'll be back in March, and maybe we'll get to try your spot while we're downtown.
That's the hope.
That's the hope, yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.